Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to another one of our Eagle Pass Sports Central prediction show. And today we are here at Ancira Ford with our friend Rodney Wynn, who does all sorts of good things for our youth in Eagle Pass, Texas, and also sponsors our prediction show. So we're going to have Mr. Wynn, Rodney, say a few introductory words as we start our prediction show today from Ancira Ford. Rodney, welcome, or better yet, you're welcome us.
No, you're welcome, and we enjoy doing this. And what we're coming into this week 4.
This is actually, well, I have it as week 5, but
week 5.
Week
Okay,
5,
week
yeah.
5. I hope you are having a successful season, and welcome. We're always glad to do this, and you get a chance, stop on by, drive through the lot. We're coming to the end of the month, so as you know, in our business, the end of the month means big discounts. So come on and see us. We got some great interest rates. We got some huge slashing of prices, and guys, I'm going to say have a successful weekend and win. Thanks a lot, guys.
Well, thank you, Rodney, for having us today and for everything that you do for all of our sports, for all of our youth in many, many areas, not just in football or baseball, but also in a lot of other areas. Thank you so much for having us today. We're here today. We've got our coaching staffs from both of our high schools. And as we have started to do this year in our prediction show, Coach Villaseñor is bringing in the different head coaches from the different sports at each one of our high schools. And I will, at this point, turn it over to Coach Villaseñor to introduce our special guests for today.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Ancira Ford for hosting us this afternoon. It's always great to be here and always showcase our kids and our programs. And it's just a great, a great event that we like to attend on a weekly basis. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our Eagle Pass High School head tennis coach, Coach Stephanie Luna. She's going to share some highlights about our program there, our kids. They're in the thick of the district race, and she's going to share some of those key points with us this afternoon.
Well, Coach, welcome, and tell us a little bit about tennis.
Thank you, boss. It's a pleasure to be here. So, yes, we are currently in season right now, and we're one of the few sports that goes all year round. But, however, this is the fall season. So, right now, we do have varsity and our JV team both participating throughout the season. And so far, we've participated in 5 different matches, and we still have 3 more, coming up. And the varsity kids are currently at a 3-2 ratio, so 3 wins, 2 losses, and our JV kiddos are 4-1 right now.
Yeah, well, tell us a little bit about your participation as far as your student athletes in the tennis program. Are you pretty even boys and girls or?
Yes, absolutely. So what I love about this is we do get boys and girls participating, and it is going to be 16 members, officially speaking, 16 members on both the varsity squad and the JV squad. And those 16 are divided by gender, so it's half and half.
And you have matches as you go on, and then you're leading to the district meet. Is that where you're heading, or?
Yes, we're currently in district, and the top 4 qualifying schools participate in playoffs, and we move up the ranks from there.
And you go into what the tennis playoffs, so to speak, right?
Yes.
So that I think that's important, because I think a lot of people, they're very familiar with how football and baseball works, but they're not very familiar as to how tennis works in the district structure.
And we do have our district upgrading our tennis facilities. We do have some nice courts at Eagle Pass Junior High. Eagle Pass High School has a good amount of courts there to host, so we're in a good position to host district tournaments. We're hosting our spring tennis tournament with our JV. So that's something that we're looking forward to.
Well, go ahead. Some closing remarks on your part. Maybe you'd like to invite everybody to your different matches and.
Absolutely. Yes. So we have a match tomorrow that is being held in Laredo, but our final district match will take place on Wednesday here at Eagle Pass High School. And just so you all know, we have a variety of different matches taking place. So we have the kids playing both singles and doubles. So you'll be seeing them playing alongside each other and also individually.
Well, look, there you have it. Thank you. And
Thank you.
we want to thank Coach Villaseñor for bringing a new facet to our prediction show where every week we are meeting our different head coaches from the other sports at both of our high schools.
Thank you.
We're going to move on, and we're going to go ahead and bring in Coach Ramirez over here. I can't miss Coach Ramirez. He's him and Coach Salas. You guys have some catching up to do, but he's rather proud of it because he says he's worked at it really, really hard. So.
Am I using?
No, you're good. You're good. You're one step ahead of me.
We've been 1 week off, so I'm getting ready for tomorrow. Back to the headset.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you guys know about headsets, right? Both of you. Rene or Coach Ramirez, you of course you weren't open because we don't like to say you're open. You had an extra week to work.
Yes, sir.
And get ready for John Jay,
Yes,
who's coming in here on tomorrow night for a district game. Tell us a little bit about your preparation and tell us a little bit about John Jay before we talk to both your offensive and your defensive coordinators.
Yes, sir. As we mentioned last week, we were right after the show last week. We headed out there to San Antonio, John Jay versus Legacy. So we got to see him live. It was a physical game, low scoring, a good defensive game on both sides. But we were able to see.
That was a really low-scoring game, though, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. 9-3.
9-3.
9-3. John Jay came up on top. As a matter of fact, they only scored on the first drive. John Jay did. So we saw very similar to us as far as numbers. There are 42. We saw active bodies. They're on the sideline. Guys going both ways. So
John Jay is one of the old, I like to say, the old North Side schools. This year, I think venturing down into 5A. Most of the North Side school, in fact, the rest I think are all 6A.
Yes, sir.
So I imagine John Jay. The older schools are just sort of they're locked in now.
Yeah, they're landlocked.
And they're landlocked, so they sometimes don't have many student athletes, and they have to do some Ironman football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just like we do. So we're able to see that, and obviously they have great athletes. The record indicates as far as how good they are. Not too fancy as what they do, but obviously they do execute well. And again, so they're coming down, not necessarily used to traveling, so to speak. So hopefully we catch them a little sleep still from the bus ride. So again, our kids prepared well. I think we gained some confidence throughout the bye week, and including this week as well. We had some physical practices these past couple of days, and our kids are anxious to get back under the lights tomorrow night.
Well, we're going to bring in Coach Royce here, and in broadcasting, as you always know, you always have to help somebody out when you're out of what to say.
Yes, sir.
You sort of look at each other and you say, "Hey, we got to move on here." We got Coach Royce here. Coach, to win football games, well, you've got to score points.
That's definitely.
Give us a little insight. I know you're not going to give us all your bag of tricks, but what have you got in store for John Jay?
Well, like Coach Ramirez mentioned, they're a physical team. They're very aggressive. We're expecting to see two different fronts, an even front, a 4-man front, and a 50 look. So we're gonna have to be able to adjust rapidly. Those are the things that we mentioned already. It was helpful for us to have a open week or a bye week for healing
physically and mentally. We want to move forward with a one and only victory mentality. We talked about that the first win is always the hardest one, obviously, to get. Once we can accomplish that, it's going to create some confidence and momentum, obviously, for us. But we got to score points. That's no secret. Our kids are, for the most part, healthy, and they're eager to get, like Coach Ramirez mentioned, back on the field.
You know, one of the best defenses is for your offense to keep the football as long as possible, sustain drives. Coach Salas over there smiling at you, you know, and keep the football away. So, you know, that is one of the things that I think you always work on, no? Right?
Yes.
Sustaining drives, putting the football in the end zone.
Absolutely, Mr. Lipson. And that's something that we always preach is that the best defense is your offense. You stay on the field, maintain drives. A lot of times it's not necessarily scoring points, but if you maintain possessions on the field, you let the defense rest, you know, so they can be active. But if the defense has to defend 70 to 80 plays, I mean, it's hard for the defense. So that's something that we're aware, and we got to make sure that we stay on the field as much as we can and extend drives. It's going to take a combination of whether it's passing helping the run or run helping the pass. But we got to make sure we have to adjust and make sure that we adjust early.
What kind of and I'm sure you looked, you scouted Jay, like Coach Ramirez says. What kind of defense are they going to throw against you?
We're expecting an even front for the most part. Depending if we go into a tight end set, or we're probably going to get some wide ends with a 50 look, and then obviously it's a cover 3 and men free type for the most part. Secondary. Their strength obviously is the defensive line. The linebackers are, you know, they're aggressive, but they're standing their ground. They're not very aggressive coming down. They read the play. Obviously, it's a run support first. Secondary wise, they're agile, but for the most part, we don't feel that they're going to change because they've been showing the same kind of scheme defense. And for the most part, they don't substitute a lot. It's the same 12 guys. There's one guy substituting one of the linebackers, and sometimes the linebacker comes to the line. But other than that, we wouldn't expect to see for them to change, at least not at the beginning of the game or early in the game.
Well, Coach, good luck to you and your offense. And
Thank you, Mr. Lipson.
We're going to try to get in Coach Salas in here along with Coach Ramirez. I love these guys. I mean, I call them both slim.
Yeah, Mr. Lipson.
And you got to remember that. Well, I coached both of you guys in Babe Ruth ball. I didn't have to coach you too much because you know, it's when you have good talent, you don't have to do a lot of coaching.
Thank you, Mr. Lipson.
So anyway, Coach Salas, tell us defense. What is John Jay bringing? What are you looking at? Who are you keen on? And of course, they're probably going to come with what they got. They're not. They're going to try to execute.
They're not going to change a lot, Mr. Lipson. They're 21 personnel. They're going to run the ball at you. I mean, and we got to play. We got to play fundamentally sound, especially up front. We're going to throw them a different front this game, but our kids been working at it. We've been working at it for 2 weeks. Our boss is on us. He was like, you know something, align correctly, and that's what we're trying to preach right now. It's alignment, assignment, and execution, and that's what we based on our defense on. So I think our kids are ready to go.
What kind of mix are you expecting from them? Run, pass, pretty much they're going to grind it out?
It was a 70-30 the past 2 games, but against Legacy, they aired it out a little bit more. It was like a 60-40 against us. But you know something, we believe they want to establish a run. If we put them in passing situations, their offensive linemen are not very good. They're not very good pass blockers because they're used to going down here all the time. So it's going to be to our advantage. Like we said, we want to make them one-dimensional. We make them one-dimensional. It's going to be a benefit for our defense.
Easier to defense when you make them one-dimensional.
Yes, sir.
So, well, okay. Let's bring in.
I'm going to give you a fun fact too, Mr. Listen, the last time we played a Northside school, it was Harlan in 2019. We beat them. Okay.
Okay, we got a prediction there. Coach Ramirez, some final words from you as you know you're you're here, John. You're playing at home. John Jay coming down to Eagle Pass.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, thank you, Mr. Wynn, and personnel here at Ancira for hosting us. Again, we do want to wish Eagle Pass Eagles good luck as they start their district season, correct? Traveling to Medina Valley. And it's Parents Night, Mr. Lipson, a special night.
That's very important.
Special night for our kids, especially our seniors, and for the parents, really to showcase them. So we invite the public, especially our Maverick faithful. The ceremony starts at 6:30. It's a 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night here. Good luck to our sub-varsity teams traveling. Our JVs traveling today. Our freshmen are playing here at home. And also good luck to all our Maverick teams competing this weekend.
Well, thank you there. We're going to move over to the Eagle Pass Eagles. I'm going to let Coach Ricky sit over here and put on these headsets. He might start getting ideas about taking my job, but that's okay. I mean, he's never been short of words.
Always.
All the time. And we're the part of our show now with the Eagle Pass Eagles. Coach Olivas, first of all, I think there's one thing we need to do here is we need to send out our condolences to the family of the Verain family and the Garcia Verain family on the passing of our good friend Judge Cynthia Muniz Verain. And that is, she was somebody that was loved in the community. She did so much for us in the community in many, many areas with the school board, with the sports, with not too many people remember she was a pioneer with our girls softball programs here in Eagle Pass. And she was very well beloved. And we send out our condolences, and I know that you're also, part of the family. You're related, so
Thank you. It means a lot.
We want to do that. Moving on, not what you were expecting, not what you wanted from your new Braunfels Canyon game.
No, we didn't. We came out first play and we caused a turnover, got the ball inside the 20. We didn't capitalize on it. You have to be aggressive. We went for it on fourth down and came out with 0 points. But, hats off to them. They came out. They got off the bus. They were ready to play. And, they hit us in the mouth and we didn't respond the way we expected to respond, But, growing pains, like we tell our boys every day, stay hungry, stay humble. And, now I think that hopefully it opened up that we are vulnerable to things and that we need to respond. We always tell them 10% is what happens and 90% is how you respond in life. So we're going to see how we respond with Medina Valley.
Well, a game like that is just learning experience, and you sit in your back and you look back. I like to divide the high school football season into 3 seasons. Your non-district, then you get into your district, and then your playoffs. So now you're heading into district, and you're gonna get your team, put them on the bus, and head down to Medina Valley, who is actually moving up, I believe, in division. So what do you expect from Medina Valley?
Well, they're primarily a running team, 80% 20, but a lot of that passing, they fell back behind on some games early and they started throwing the ball, but they want to run the ball. They're going to run a dive, triple option on their offense. Defensively, they're going to come after you. I think they have 9 back on defense. They're real aggressive up front. They're big up front. And, we're expecting a physical game.
Well,
Yes.
I'll let you do the Coach Garcia is not going to be here.
We got Coach Nye.
So we're going to bring him on. And before we're going to do Ricky last because once we give him a mic,
Come on, man.
we may have to sit here and somebody over there has to be going like this. I love you, Ricky.
Yes, I love you
do
too.
like you. Coach, tell us a little bit about your game plan. What are we looking forward to against Medina Valley?
Well, just like any other season, game, we want to establish the run before we get the pass going. And obviously, we have some good receivers as well. So hopefully, we'll be able to get those guys going as well, like better than we did last week, right? So it's just our kids to come out and execute against a team that's very well coached and a solid team that we're going to head into Medina Valley. So.
What are they going to run against you? What have you seen?
Yeah, they're running different versions of a 3-3 stack, and they go into a 4-1 box also as well when they get the run going against them. But I mean, overall, we just need our kids to execute, and we should be fine.
You have a game like you did against New Braunfels Canyon, and you had the week to prepare.
Mhm.
So I'm sure you've looked at a lot of things that you need to do better on, especially the bottom line is executing.
Exactly. Games like that really teach you a lot. Yeah, it's a humbling experience, but at the same time, you get to learn a lot from it because you see your weaknesses and you get to work on those weaknesses throughout the week. So it's really a blessing in disguise to go through something like that. Yeah, you don't want to go through it, but you get to learn from it as well.
Well, Coach, thank you. We're gonna head on over here
Yes,
with Ricky. Coach,
You don't want to bring coca in? Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
look at that. He doesn't want you. Huh? That's brotherly love for you. And you're the older one, I think, right? Yeah. Golly,
He
that's,
looks older
and,
too.
I think what used to happen used to beat up on him all the time. Coach,
He still does it.
tell us a little bit about what's Medina Valley bringing in. What are you?
Medina Valley's gonna run the triple option all day. Dive, dive, dive till we stop it. So one thing I told our defense is we got to be consistent. We got to tackle, 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 tackle. We worked on our pursuit drill was like dive, keep, pitch. We had people going in alleys and people tackling, all kinds of. That's all they're gonna do. They got this horse, number 15, Sendejas, he's a big horse. He's gonna go downhill and he's gonna hit you. But we'll be all right. We don't want to make excuses. We're gonna make plays.
Well, there you have it. I won't run you too much into it, but we're going to come back to
Yes.
Coach. I was going to tell you had to sing the national anthem today, but Coach, leave us some final word from you before we do our predictions.
I want to wish the Mavericks the best of luck. Them being parents tonight, it's always a big deal. The parents do so much. Like we tell our kids, they get up, they make sure you're there every day, and and they're our biggest support. So it's a big time. It's a big, wishing them luck and hopefully getting their best victory against, like Coach Salas says, against the Northside School is a big deal. So I want to invite our parents to Medina Valley, Castroville. It's a 7:00 game, and we need your support, and hopefully you guys can make it there.
Well, that's important, though. Sometimes we have confusion about 7:30 or 7:00. This one's a 7:00 game, so you need to get down there early and make sure that the Eagle Nation gets there in time for the game. We're about ready for our predictions. We're going to ask Coach Villaseñor to move a little bit closer here. And, I tell you what. I think Ruben's buying. No, Coach Ramirez is buying pancakes so far.
I'm playing possum, Mr. Lips.
Yeah. Oh, you're playing possum. You're
Yes,
setting
sir.
us up. He's 23 and
Gotta make it
17.
exciting.
But I tell you what, three of us went 8-2. Roger went 6-4, along with Ramirez. He didn't want to abandon his, the other head coach here. So. But I tell you what, I don't know what happened to the Cowboys. Ruben was the only one that got that right. But I think everything else went along pretty well the way we predicted it. Got some interesting games. I'm surprisingly leading. I've been talking to Coach Graff a lot. So I'm at 30-10. Coach Eric is at 29-11. Rogers at 27-13, and then Ruben, and then Coach Ramirez. But Coach Ramirez is going to make it up here. Here we go. This is the games we've got for today. Smithson Valley and Piper. Whose game is this? Yours? Where are we going there?
I'm going to go Piper.
You're going to go Piper. You know what? I'm going to take Smithson Valley. Roger?
I'll take
Piper and Ruben. Well, Ruben's not here. I'll get his predictions. Coach Ramirez.
I'm gonna go with you, Mr. Lipson, Smithson Valley.
You're going to go with Smithson Valley. That may be a bad mistake. San Benito and Westlaco. Coach Eric.
I'm going to go San Benito.
San Benito. I am going to go San Benito also. Roger?
I'll go Westlaco.
Westlaco. And Coach Ramirez.
San Benito.
San Benito. San Marcos at Buda Johnson. Whose game is that one?
That was mine.
yours, right? That who's going to win that?
I'll take Buda Johnson.
Buda Johnson for Eric. And I'll take Buda Johnson also. Roger.
Buda Johnson.
Buda Johnson. And Coach Ramirez.
Johnson.
Johnson. Lake Travis at Austin Bowie. I think both of them at 4-0, if I'm not mistaken. Eric.
Lake Travis.
Lake Travis. I'll take Lake Travis. Roger.
Lake Travis.
Lake Travis. Coach Ramirez.
Lake Travis.
Lake Travis. Well, maybe I didn't pick a very good game there. Crystal City at Carrizo Springs. Eric?
Crystal City.
Crystal City. I'll take Crystal City. Roger.
Avalinas.
Crystal City and Coach Ramirez.
Crystal City.
Crystal City. I don't know what to tell you about Arkansas and Texas A&M because I don't know what's going to show up, whether we get a quarterback or not. Eric.
A&M.
Oh, man, A&M. Well, you know what I'm going to take. It's A&M. Roger.
I'll convince me. A&M.
Oh, wow. And, of course, I know Ramirez is going to give me the
No, A&M.
Oh, I thought, you're going to take Mississippi State and Texas. Mississippi State's not really having a really good season, but I thought I'd put it on there. Coach Eric. Texas. I'll take Texas as much as as I start itching when I do that. Roger. Texas and Coach Ramirez.
Texas.
Texas State and Sam Houston. That's, Coach Eric.
I'm going to go Texas State on that.
Texas State. I'll take Texas State. Roger.
Texas State.
Texas State. Then Rene.
Texas State.
All right. Here's Georgia at Alabama. Eric.
Alabama.
Gosh. I will take Georgia. Roger.
I'm going to take Georgia.
Georgia. And Rene.
Georgia.
Here you go, guys. I think this game's tonight, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it tonight?
Yes,
The Cowboys and the Giants. Eric. Cowboys. You know what, guys? I want to take the Giants. And Roger.
Cowboys.
And Rene.
Cowboys going to bounce back.
They're gonna bounce back.
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope so because I'll tell you what. Well, there you have it here from Ancira Ford today. We want to thank Mr. Rodney Wynn for his hospitality and his sponsorship. Want to thank Coach Villaseñor and Coach Olivas and Coach Ramirez and all of their coaching staff for being here today. So with that, we'll see you next week.